Greetings everyone, hey, how you doing? It's Matt Sella, and today we are doing a spoiler talk review for The Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 2, titled A Distant Echo. Echo, echo, echo. Oh, joined with me, as always, is Fleet Admiral Mark via satellite radio. What's going on there, Captain Mark Admiral Buddy General Crunch?
I am the Breakfast King. I have transcended military rank, and now I rule over an entire meal.
And it's covered in sugar and flakes.
At dawn, we wage war on the Brunch Kingdom.
But before we do that, as this cadet says to his admiral, what is this episode about?
Well, Matt, in a distant echo, I almost said a distant echo, I don't even know if that's a word. Believing the MIA soldier Echo to still be alive, Rex mounts a mission with the Bad Batch to save him with the help of Anakin Skywalker. While raiding Wat Tambor's facility on Sacomino, will they find Echo? Is he truly alive in some capacity? Tune in and find out, and we did! Spoiler alert. Yes, Echo is still alive.
Wow. That's crazy. And I guess I'll give my first opinion right off the bat is, once again, I think this was a really visually well-rendered episode. The action was pretty pacing. It had some tense moments, especially when, I don't know how you feel about this, Mark, but there were parts where there was like sneaking around action scenes, but it was not accompanied by any music.
No.
And I don't know if that was because of like tight budget time or anything like that, but for some reason it really worked in my opinion.
Absolutely. And I think actually you're speaking to the absence of music. I actually thought the music in this episode was really effective. I don't know. Maybe I'm just misremembering the quality of it back when the series was, running. But this really seemed to kind of have it up to 11 for me.
And for that, I totally agree as well. And there's really not much more positives I could think of aside from like another continuation of the story. Tensions are still high between Rex and the Bad Batch, at least some members of it, and trying to find Echo. And it was also good to have Anakin in the fold, which I believe he was absent in the last episode, wasn't he?
He was basically just, he was in the beginning with Samuel Jackson. Mace Windu. I don't want to be on the hook for that one, Mace Windu.
But also there was something I wanted to bring up to you, Mark, because at the very beginning of the episode, Anakin Skywalker, before going off to help Rex, said that he needed to do something, and so he kind of locked himself in a room, having Rex stay guard to contact Padme, so we get a little bit more of that going on. But then after Obi-Wan approaches, kind of like harassing Rex, saying like, "Oh, where's Anakin?" And then eventually when he got out, I was like, "Yep, nope, I dusted your helmet for you, Rex. Let's go." And then Obi-Wan was like, "Well, okay, you could have at least said hi to Padme for me." And then had that weird turn with Anakin where I don't know if he was grimacing or did a tiny smirk or whatever before walking off. Kind of made me wonder, like, how long has Obi-Wan actually known of Anakin and Padme's relationship?
I think for a little while, and also I think he was grimacing because, like, if I remember correctly, it's been a long time since Revenge of the Sith. He kind of has it in his head at some point that, like, Padme was having an affair with him. So, like, I kind of believe that would be I don't know. I feel like that's a bit of distrust in his look.
I don't know if I would call it affair because he wasn't really attached to anyone else.
Well, a betrayal, then.
Yeah, I mean, the only betrayal is really to the Jedi teachings where you gotta be celibate or whatever.
This is fair.
But, yeah, no, because I remember in Revenge of the Sith, that was always kind of my thing where I was like, how long has Obi-Wan always known? And I wasn't sure because of, like, Anakin is a bad liar or something. I don't know. But I kind of like that they continue to, like, hint at, like, oh, yeah, Obi-Wan kind of always knew the whole time.
Well, I mean, I feel like if you have the Force at all, you should probably be able to anyone with eyes, let's be fair. But, like, I don't know. The fact that he was able to keep it a secret kind of, I don't know. It's kind of like when with the Jedi being like, there's a Sith somewhere. Oh, Chancellor Palpatine, how are you? And I'm just like, okay, I know we know this as the audience, but, like, what is the Force good for?
Right. It just works when it needs to work for the plot.
Well, Palpatine was that powerful.
And also, I don't know if we're, like, harping back to previous episodes because we're talking about this episode right now.
Right, we should focus on that.
I'll conclude with this. There's even like past Clone War episodes where Anakin showed like an overly enthusiastic concern for Padme in various situations that even Obi-Wan was like, whoa, where's this coming from?
Yeah, I think I remember a few times where even Mace Windu was kind of giving him some looks like, what the? But then again, Mace Windu never seemed to trust Anakin, so.
Oh yeah, that was a cold one. But anyway, did you have any other comments about this episode?
No, I think the imagery with Echo at the end was actually quite horrifying. But other than that, I think it was very solid.
Yeah, I was half expecting him to be like a brain in the jar at the end.
Ah, Mother Brain, Echo Brain.
And semi-obscurely and semi-spoilers for Alita Battle Angel, I was half expecting something more like that near the very end.
That's just crazy, Matt.
But if I did have some nitpicks, I do have some problems with the animation, in particularly the gunfight scenes near the later half, and maybe one walk cycle, like especially, it was more like a run, after they landed on the planet and the flying dragons and the aliens were like banging on their ship. They all kind of left the ship to see what was going on. The way, maybe it was just a motion blur or something, but just the way they got off the ship looked really bizarre to me. And like I said, later on, there was some gunfights where it just looked like it was a little too smooth between poses and very floaty. Like there was no weight or urgency as much as it could have been.
That's very fair. I think that actually shows I think it was actually very apparent in some of the shots you're referencing. But at the same time, and I'm not dismissing it because this is a professional production after all, but I feel like we've seen worse from this series. Actually, I don't know why, but like for some reason I really noticed this season, like whenever like the Jedi raise their arms up above their waist, like the robe actually, their sleeve actually goes down. And I don't know, maybe that's happened more in the earlier seasons than I thought, but I just remember even clothing looking really stiff. So just the fact that there was any real deformation in fabric to me has just had my mind blown this season.
Yeah, maybe the painted weights on the mesh were a little too heavily refined, or not even. Maybe they were just robust.
That's fair.
Overall, I say it was a pretty good episode to continue on this arc now that Echo has been indeed recovered and is indeed alive. Indeedly so. We're on to the next thing where we gotta try to snap him out of it or bring him back.
All right, Matt, well, since you seem to be so sure of yourself, take us home.
Absolutely, sir. Well, you heard our opinion, but now we want to hear yours. Let us know in the comment section below. Did you see the latest episode of The Clone Wars? And did you like it? Did you not like it? Share your thoughts. Join the conversation. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell to be notified when new videos drop. And if you want to support me directly, please consider going to my Patreon or do a one-time donation at my Streamlabs. Links to both are below. This is Cadet Matt Sella.
This is Commander Mark.
Apparently he dropped a rank. Thanking you all for tuning in.
I lost the war with brunch.